Hey everyone, welcome back to the continuation of our last video about the Good Samaritan. Today, we're going to dive into what Jesus really wanted to teach us through this parable. Our key verse is Luke 10 verse 34, which says, "He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey, brought him to an inn, and took care of him." In this parable, Jesus introduces a foreigner, a fellow human being, a brother in pain, wounded and on the brink of death. Even though the priests and scribes had studied the law, they never actually applied it in real life. When Jesus described how the priest and the Levite treated the wounded man, the religious scholar listening didn't hear anything surprising. It all lined up with what he had learned. Nothing seemed to challenge the traditions he was so used to. But then Jesus changed the scene completely. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. Luke 10 verses 33 to 34. After exposing the cruelty and selfishness of the religious leaders, Jesus did something shocking. He made the Samaritan, someone hated and rejected by the Jews, the true hero of the story. Anyone who claims to be a child of God should pay close attention to this lesson. The Samaritan saw a human being in pain, and the moment he laid eyes on him, his heart was moved with compassion. He didn't hesitate. He simply followed the natural impulse of a kind and loving heart. Jesus told this story as a direct rebuke to the cold and heartless actions of the priest and the Levite. But this lesson isn't just about them. It's about all of us today. Jesus is warning us not to fail in showing mercy and kindness to those who are suffering. In the parable of the Good Samaritan, Jesus revealed his own love and character. His life was full of acts of love for the lost and broken. The wounded man represents the sinner, beaten down, helpless, and robbed of everything. The whole human race is reflected in this broken, bleeding, and abandoned victim. But here's the good news. Jesus covers us with his righteousness, and everyone who believes in him will not perish but have eternal life. Think about that. See you in the next video.